Here's the sound. Good morning, guys. Sorry, I was talking about the live market blog. Apologize for that. Good morning, everybody. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. Sorry about the sound earlier. We're back on. Let's make sure that the sound is working now. It should be. Good. All right. Access our Discord like we were talking about earlier. Unfortunately, no one was hearing me. That's my bad. Scroll down so you can get access to the live market blog. Why am I talking about this? Click on here, bring up the Discord. Again, the reason I'm bringing it up is because we had a freebie, the XLE calls for April 26th. There you go. 97 and a half calls. We got 30%. I'm still holding mine, but make sure I told everybody to take that action here. 97 and a half calls. This was at 10:49 in the morning. Some people got it. I'm happy about that. The May 17 100 calls had 1,300 in volume. And then we had the June 21 95 calls that had 9,000 in volume. So you guys caught it if you guys still have it. But crude oil did continue to go higher today. So let's go over it. Here we go. Crude oil, if we take a look at crude oil here, 85.06. We did catch that long on futures. Let me bring up XLE. Now at 95.61. Well, that's absolutely wonderful. 96 pre-market highs. I still expect XLE to continue to run. But again, if you have this freebie here, take some profits, be smart. There's no reason to go all in on anything, but it is a clean breakout. Only you know what risks you are willing to take, and just go from there. But excellent work. All right, let's get to the markets here. Again, I apologize for the sound. Again, really wanted to go over that freebie there. So Dow futures down about 315 points this morning, 174 on the NASDAQ. S&P is down as well. We also had a big fall in Bitcoin, about 6.8% on the future side. We talked about crude oil going higher, again above 85. We got in around 84 on the futures long on crude yesterday. So that hit TP. Gasoline's up about 0.5%. Gold is up 22.77. I thought that was going to pull back, but it did not. The Russell's down about 1%, and 10-year Treasury yields are higher. So let's get to it. Let's see what's happening on the S&P and what exactly are we looking at. Again, still pretty clean channel. We're really just worried about these kind of small moves in terms of the big picture, to be fair. So it's kind of scalping here. You got the 20-day moving average right around 52.31. So we'll kind of use that as our support for the time being. We have not tapped the 20-day moving average since the 21st of February. So it's been a minute. So again, if we kind of get around that level, that'll be our support for the time being. I still say this is a buy the dip market, at least until the time being. I have called for pullbacks here and there, and they just don't happen. The bid is insatiable. I hate to say, and that's where we are. This is what a bull market is. You could see these trend lines I did draw on the NASDAQ in that channel. And again, we're kind of hitting that bottom end of it. Yeah, that upward wedge kind of slowly melting down, but it looks like we're probably hitting some support here. So I would not be surprised if we bounce from here. I thought overnight we'd get some buying from Europe coming off a holiday, but we're right at the 20-day moving average. We've broken it, not since the 15th of March. We broke below it in February as well. We talked about February on S&P and back in January, but that's been kind of our guiding move is the last 20 days. So again, we're slightly below it, but still above that trend line. Anything too concerning? I think there's some opportunities there. On the future side, we can short, sure. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Sorry about the sound again. Google, yes, we have 19 days. Well, it's 18 days now. Google was looking great. We were green yesterday. We pulled back with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ being down 1%. You could still see it's a breakout. I mean, am I too concerned? I mean, the one thing I can say, with pride is the fact that we do have time. Thank God. One day I will look back and be like, man, I remember I used to trade same week. Now it's about, buying some time. Just in this environment. Again, if we see some opportunity for same week, we'll take it. But for the most part, at least with this opportunities here, whoa, I just got Tesla's numbers, 386,810 below the 449.80 estimate. That was just Tesla's numbers. We'll take a look at that chart here in a second. So it was just live news. That was a miss on deliveries for Tesla. Again, upward trend for Google. I mean, we're just going to have to wait. I think it's inevitable since we hit all-time highs on Google. That 160 is going to be coming up next. And the reason I say that is still this really, really perfect upward channel. And 160 will get you to the upper part of that. So Google's going to hit. The one I'm concerned with is really Apple. And I've been saying that for a little bit now. We are now below 170. That support is not holding so far. The problem is the premiums are pretty much smoked. They're down about 90%. So closing here wouldn't really make sense. And we have time. We bought time for that reason. So let's just hold it. I mean, that's what I'm going to do on that. And if it's a loss, so be it. Again, I'm going to hold it for it, see if we get some kind of turnaround. But right now, again, in the big picture, Apple is just getting hammered in terms of price action. You can see that upward channel and then that pullback, but it's still hitting that support. 168, yes, technically is the low end, at least on this, 90-day chart on the 4-hour. So again, we have the time for the reason. Let's just hold it on Apple. I'll give you guys the rundown on the premium, on the watches and charts this morning, give you guys the pre-market plan. Let's see what else. DraftKings, right? Oh, man. All right, DraftKings. Let's take a look at it really quickly. These are the trades I have open, by the way. So you see this line here kind of dotted, and I drew that really as this kind of next trend line that has been broken, obviously. Broken out. The purple line for me was really the breakout level. We got to 49.57, 28% on our trade, the 50 calls. Pulled back. It's still holding above, but let's see if it broke below that dotted line. It has not. So again, right around 42.80. That should be our level of support. The Russell's pulling back. DraftKings, again, is relatively a small cap. So we just have to really wait and see if we get these kind of bounces soon. But right now, pre-market, it looks ugly, but we've had pre-market where we were up and then it just flipped. So we're just going to have to wait there. Bitcoin. Let's see Bitcoin. BITO. This is what I have open. All right. We're on the 1-hour chart here. Support being right around 27.82 if we're going by the 4-hour 200. You have some gaps. You have one at 27.86. You have one at 26. Again, Bitcoin is volatile. What else is new? So what are we going to do? Hurry up and wait as well. This is why we buy time. Let's take a look at Tesla and then back to the questions. Here's your drop on Tesla. Masterclass, if you guys remember, we had the Tesla calls. Thank God we got out of those. But yeah, the pullback looks like a retest of the zone. Deliveries are out. We are rejecting the 20-day moving average. You're now back at 160. Is this an opportunity to get in? Let's wait. Let's treat the deliveries like they were earnings. So again, 3-day rule in effect. We're still really in line with this downward trend. All we're doing is kind of getting back to this 160 zone still. So with that being said, if we go ahead and within the next 3 days, kind of hang around that level, it may be an opportunity to buy this dip on Tesla, in my opinion. There might be some value there. All right, let's get back to the questions. Hi from Italy, love. Oh, thank you. S&P just pulled back. We talked about Google. Hi, Carlos. You think it's a moment to sell Apple calls at the open? No, I don't. I just talked about Apple. Tesla was free falling. Yep, went over that. Amazon calls. Let's see it. Amazon. I mean, looks pretty great. Still have more upside room. Next level is right around 188.55. 188.65, all-time highs. Yep. If you can get above 183.20, 188 is your next target. You can do like the 186s to 188s. Maybe the 190s will have the real volume, but this will definitely be in focus. Amazon is very, very nice. Poised for more upside, actually. Good setup. Amazon 180 support bulletproof, but we just broke pre-market. Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on the 183 level. Couple sweeps orders on Tesla, just blew it out. Tesla. See, if you hate Tesla, that's probably a good time to buy, usually. See, we want sentiment to be really destroyed. And that, remember when Disney, everyone hated Disney? Oh, Disney's shit. Disney's trash. It's so crappy. And then what happens? Sentiment flips. This thing was at $78 just in October. We're about to double the price in the stock. And everyone hated Disney at that point. But, that's how sentiment goes. It's back and forth. We went over BITO. Look at the stock. AMD. AMD at 179.40. We broke above 185 yesterday and pulled back with the market, as we can see. Are we still above we just broke below the 50. So let's see if we can stay above 171 at least for now. But just got to see how we open. But the NASDAQ is down about 1%, and I'm pretty sure it's because of this guy, Tesla. See, I put that green box here. That's your zone. That's the zone where we're looking at. So again, on a longer time frame, it's fit in the description. Retest the lows here. Again, I still expect it to bounce, but what's the level of support is the question. Is it worth buying puts on Micron? Let's look at it. No, I don't see any reason to buy puts here. If you got below 120, maybe. But counter trend trading, reversal trading is very difficult. So yeah, you need to get below 120 at least first, because you're really betting against the momentum. The momentum is still higher on Micron. What a stock. Back in my day, that thing was trading at what? $18? AMD calls at a 30,000 vol. Really? For when? What is the expiry, Alex? Had a question on DJT. Question was, should I short? It was a DM that I got. And I was like, well, it's going to be very expensive. This is the implied volatility. This is the Truth Social, DJT. So again, this is kind of the same. They just changed the ticker. Is there anything here, at least on a technical basis, to touch? Yeah, this may have some meme stock kind of rally, but it works both ways. Kind of the second you short, it's going to soar or something like that. So I prefer not to play with fire. If you guys remember back in 2001 and 2020, a lot of people got hurt with a lot of names. So again, just be careful with those kind of names. And that's why I stick with the mega caps. Just know their routines and their patterns. What are 3 things you're stocking for this week? Yeah, I put the watch list on the blog. If you want to take a look at that, I do have a watch list there. I believe XLE was part of the watch list. Let me see if I can look it up on the blog. Yeah, I had FCX on there. I did not get in that because my focus was on the freebie, the XLE. So the FCX, we had the breakout above 47.50. I think we did get there. We're above it now. Again, I'm targeting the 48 to 50 level right over here. So again, beautiful breakout here. FCX is copper. This is Freeport McMoran. XLE was part of the watch list. We hit that. This is XLE. We got out of that. Well, we signaled that already. Excuse me. Freebie, not signal. My apologies. If it's a freebie, guys, just fill it if you want. Again, I can't force you to do anything. We do have here 1511 on AAL. Let's see here. AAL, I had 1550 for the break to target 16, but I didn't see any volume there. So Freeport McMoran FCX would probably be the next one, the next nominee, let's just say, for the next trade. And we'll go from there. What do you think about TGT? TGT is target. Yeah, that's one I've talked about with Investment Club. TGT has more to go. We have a gap to fill at 208. That would be my target. Right now, you're getting to the point of a possible 1, 2, 3 quadruple top. So be careful this reverses and you have a gap to fill at 155. If you break above 182 and sustain it, you got 208 coming next. That would be my 12-month target, let's just say. 187.5 calls for AMD expiring this Friday, volume at 35,000. Wow. Yeah, for this week, same week, that's going to be tough. But so far, AMD is pulling back. Let's see it. I mean, relatively speaking, it's just chopping. really back to levels not seen since last Monday. I can't say anything that's too concerning. But we'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. We'll keep an eye on as always. Make sure to keep it locked on the live market blog. Tesla is now down 7% pre-market. Let's keep an eye on that thing. Have a great rest of your morning, and I will see you there. Cheers.